expectations that we have about the future. The fact remains that we feel grief following the change or end of any familiar pattern of behavior. The Grief Recovery Institute was founded on a simple premise: to deliver assistance to the largest number of people in the shortest period of time. In our previous books, we addressed the two largest problems that exist in the world as they relate to grief. The Grief Recovery Handbook, first published in 1986, focused primarily on the grief caused by death. For most people, seeing the words grief recovery together marked their first awareness that recovery from painful emotional losses was even possible. Next, we took direct aim at the huge number of parents, grandparents, and other guardians who were desperate to learn better ways to guide their children in dealing with the losses that affect their young lives. When Children Grieve, published in 2001, addressed the entire gamut of losses that are most likely to impact children. It gives adults concrete tools and actions to guide the children in their care. The Grief Recovery Handbook and When Children Grieve each developed and refined a system to complete what is left emotionally unfinished by a death, a divorce, or other major losses. At latest count, the books have been translated into 7 languages, and more are on the way. Using the books as the basic text, we have instituted several thousand grief recovery method outreach programs and helping children deal with loss programs throughout the world. The groups are facilitated by the certified grief recovery specialists we have trained. They each have adopted our mutual goal of providing effective assistance to as many grieving people as quickly as possible. They have also been in the forefront of developing and perfecting the program in this book, which is designed to help people complete the emotional damage of their romantic past. It's one thing to tell you what we've done to help others, but it's another to explain that, in order to help others, we first had to help ourselves. Not only is that true for us, but we believe it should be the cornerstone for all who would guide others. We are both in very happy, long-term marital relationships, one of 25 years, the other 18. But that is only part of what qualifies us to write this book. Both of us also had failed relationships, which is just another piece of what qualifies us to write this book. What uniquely qualifies us is that we have taken the actions outlined in this book to complete the prior romantic relationships that affected our lives. It is the emotional completion that resulted from those actions that allowed us each to find and sustain our long-term relationships. In turn, that's what qualifies and encourages us to help others. The expanding challenge of relationships. It's almost impossible to go through a day without hearing yet another story of a couple who broke up. And we're talking about what we hear in our social lives, not just at the Grief Recovery Institute. With that in mind, it was time for us to set out a plan of action in book form that would help an unlimited number of people learn how to effectively complete past romantic relationships. After doing that, they could move forward and avoid the pitfalls that had been keeping them from success in relationships. What's the problem? Why can't people achieve their dreams? Even though people have the willingness to try to find true love, they keep failing to get over the hurdles that keep them from achieving their goals. Years ago, we began making extensive notes on the problem of breakup or divorce, since it was such a constant issue presented by the people who came to our seminars and trainings. Tangled among their other losses were the inevitable stories of failed romantic relationships. Using the same basic ideas that helped people complete other kinds of relationships, we developed a program that could be applied directly to romantic relationships. We road-tested the evolving program with our seminar attendees, who were more than eager to have real actions to help them deal effectively with past relationships. Those courageous people worked hard to end the cycle of sadness that their failed relationships had brought. By completing the past painful events, they were able to acquire better tools for ensuring success in their next romantic relationship. We are grateful to them for providing the proof positive of the life-affirming actions in this book. In our seminars, we discovered that those who wanted to find happiness in relationships didn't lack willingness or courage. What they lacked was correct information.